Well, good evening, and thank you all so much for being here tonight. I'd like to thank Dexter Wimberly for his kind introduction, and Gab Smith, the executive director here at CAM, for once again hosting my State of the City speech. It means a great deal to me to be able to be both a part of First Friday events and to have the speech here at CAM. They both really speak to how much the arts are a part of our lives here in Raleigh. I want to thank council members that are here and just take a moment to recognize them. Russ Stevenson is here. Steph Mandel. I think I saw Nicole Stewart. It's right there. Dickie Thompson. And are there any other council members here? Okay. I also saw former council member Marianne Baldwin. Oh, she automatically raised her hand. And County Commissioner Sig Hutchinson, so thank you all for being here so much, appreciate it. I'd also like to thank our communications staff at the City of Raleigh for helping to put this event together, and to my friends and some that are Facebook live streaming this, so lots of people can see it, so thanks so much to all of you. We have had a very busy year again in Raleigh, and I think it's been one of our best. In the last few months, we've heard a lot of stories and news and opinions and things that have been bantered about. And this year, I'm going to make sure that you all get to hear about what the real news is so that no one gets confused with any fake news that they might have heard recently. We do know for sure that we made a lot of the best of lists last year. In fact, we've already made 3 this year. Number 4, highest percentage of workforce in STEM. Number 2, best performing large metro area. And number 2, housing markets for 2018. That's pretty good in just a couple months. Last year, we received such honors as number 2, best big city to live in from Money Magazine. Number 2, tech hub that millennials prefer to Silicon Valley from Forbes. Number 1, large city for first-time home ownership. Number 3, best city for making a fresh start. I thought that was interesting. Number 4, best place to live from U.S. News and World Report. Number 10, best U.S. city for closing the gender equality gap. That's a good one. There are about 60 more, but I will tell you that one of my favorites is top 12 most exciting food cities. We are so fortunate to have so many incredible chefs here in Raleigh. I know you all heard the James Beard nominations were just announced, and that our own Ashley Christensen, was nominated for the James Beard Award for the country's outstanding chef. So Brewery Bavana was nominated for best new restaurant in the country. And Chidi Kumar has not only been included in the nominations for the last 2 years, but her restaurant Garland is where Robert Plant decided to go eat after his concert, and I heard he sang to her. Is that true? That's a pretty good deal. So yes, we are most definitely an exciting food city. And we're a city of the arts. You know, when I first got elected to City Council in 2007, I asked to be the liaison to the Arts Commission. And what I found is there are so many dedicated people in our city that believe in the arts not only enrich our lives, but they help define us. And we firmly believe that they are a strong economic driver, and we were right. In 2010, the economic impact of arts and culture industry in Raleigh was over $143 million. Just 5 years later, in 2015, the economic impact was over $531 million a year in the city of Raleigh. So as we continue to see more and more growth in the arts, we will benefit on so many levels. I'm really excited to see us grow into our goal of being known as the Southern Capital of Arts and Culture. Thanks. And arts weren't the only impact on our economy. Last year, 77 businesses announced new locations or expansions, creating 3,760 new jobs and $13.65 million of investment. We issued 132 permits for new commercial construction, with an associated investment totaling more than $460 million. And the economic impact of tourism was substantial too. 2016 is the last year that we have total final numbers for, but Wake County had 15.6 million visitors who generated $2.4 billion of indirect spending. And by generating just the $242 million in tax revenues, those visitors saved each Wake County household $663 off their taxes. The Greater Raleigh Convention and Visitor Bureau, with a budget of $7.1 million, was directly responsible for a direct economic impact of $140.2 million for Wake County. That's a pretty good return on investment. And of course, we all love the Bluegrass Festival. In 2017, we had a record-breaking attendance of over 220,000 people, with those events generating $11.7 million in direct economic impact, and that does not even include what the local people spend. So, thanks. There's some Bluegrass fans there. So not only is tourism important for the dollars that it brings to our city, but also for the jobs that it creates. Tourism employs 25,353 full-time positions with a payroll of $715 million. And there continues to be a high demand for hospitality jobs. Therefore, the Raleigh Convention Center partnered with the Greater Raleigh Convention and Visitor Bureau, Capital Area Workforce Development, the North Carolina Restaurant and Lodging Association to hold the Wake County Restaurant and Hotel Job Fair on March 28th. This was the area's first job fair held specifically for the hospitality industry, and we hope to make it an annual event. In fact, I heard this morning talking to someone that they have been working with Wake Tech to specifically take people from homelessness to employment through programs through the hospitality industry. So we recognize that helping our citizens find the path to employment is so important, and to make sure that our thriving economy reaches all of us. That's why we recently opened our Pathway Center at 900 South Wilmington Street. Okay, I'm just curious, who's heard of this? Okay, a few people. I think the day we had the grand opening of Kardashian must have done something, because none of the press showed up. But about 2 years ago, I was contacted by the Obama White House about Raleigh becoming a tech hire city. Tech Hire is a program that was born out of My Brother's Keeper. The My Brother's Keeper program was aimed at African American males about between the age of 18 and 24 that were really having a difficult time entering the workforce. That program evolved into Tech Hire, a program aimed at helping people that were having a hard time finding jobs, kind of that same age range, but really did not have exposure to the technical skills they needed for almost any job that you need in today's world. Tech Hire looks different in every city. We applied, we received the designation, and we set to work on what we felt would help the community the most. We partnered with Capital Area Workforce Development, our IT department, and Wake Tech to develop our first class called IT Beginnings. So IT Beginnings targets adults age 18 to 24 who have little or no technical training for a 12-week program that provides participants the opportunity to earn an industry-recognized IT credential and learn valuable leadership skills. There's job training skills, there's training. We help teach you how to interview, how do you write a resume, help you get job interviews. We also have industry partners that are working with us to help expose the graduates to the workplace. You know, whether it's mock interviews, whether it's internships, whether it's mentoring, them coming down and mentoring. So it really is involving many different aspects of the community. As the program grows, we plan to add more advanced classes. IT Beginnings can serve as a pathway to further training at Wake Tech or into a job with the help of the dedicated staff at the Pathway Center. So in addition to the Raleigh Tech Hire programs, the Raleigh Pathway Center houses the Youth Services Division, including Partnership Raleigh, which is a public-private partnership between the city of Raleigh and the local businesses and the community to employ young adults who live in Raleigh. We've also located our summer youth employment program there, and Youth Build, which is a program that provides training and construction skills and also the opportunity to earn a GED if you have that need. So we are working hard to make sure that all of Raleigh's citizens have the opportunity to share in our success, because we know that our success is not felt equally by everyone. But often we don't do a very good job as a city of telling our story of the things we're doing to the community. We don't do a good job of promoting programs like Tech Hire or the grants that are available to small businesses, such as the Business Upfit Grant or the Jobs Raleigh Grant. We're striving for equity in everything that we do, and we recognize that this is a challenge that isn't solved in a day. Thanks. I was recently at an event at the Raleigh Museum along with former Mayor Smead York and Charles Meeker, former school superintendent Bill McNeil, and developer John Kane. And we talked about the decisions in the past that have contributed to the success of Raleigh and made it the city it is today. And I think the decision that came up over and over and over was the decision to merge the city and the county school systems in 1972. Especially because it went to a public referendum and it failed. It failed to get public support for the idea. But the city and county leaders made the decision to go ahead. They knew it was the right thing to do. They knew that segregated schools was not the future for Raleigh and Wake County. It's that kind of wisdom and strength that's helped us shape the successful city that we are. So now Raleigh's at a place where we again have to make some hard decisions. It seems that our secret is out and everyone is moving here. I mean, everyone. Growth is a good thing because as a city, it's either growing or it's dying. There is no such thing as status quo. So what decisions do we make to keep Raleigh, the Raleigh that we love, while we wrestle with all of those issues that accompany growth? Keeping up with infrastructure, everything from supply and quality of our drinking water to maintaining our wastewater system is vital to accommodating growth. We're currently making capacity improvements in the Crabtree Creek Basin area of our wastewater collection system. This is a $72 million project that will provide long-term solution to the anticipated growth in the area, help prevent sanitary sewer overflows, protect surface area waters, and help protect the environment. We're making road improvements to accommodate the increasing traffic while planning to implement a new transit system. This transit plan will include bus rapid transit in the key corridors to help people move easily through the city. We'll also see increased bus routes with 15-minute headways to allow for ease and predictability in use. Union Station, right over there, is the cornerstone of Raleigh's public transportation future. The first phase of the project is nearly complete and we will be opening later this spring. This multimodal center is designed to support current and future demand for rail and transit service in our city. You know, transit is a key part of affordability. When we talk about housing affordability, it's much more than just the price that you pay each month for housing. The ability to access work, school, medical care, daycare, all of your needs without the need to purchase a car is a key piece of affordability of what it costs to live in the city. So how do we manage housing affordability? It's a matter of supply and demand. You know, if we have 1 million people moving here and we don't have 1 million places for them to live, then those places cost more money. And it's imperative that we address this issue with our partners because it's not anything any one of us can do alone. And we are lucky to have many partners. The Raleigh Housing Authority, Wake County, the state of North Carolina, local nonprofits, Downtown Housing Improvement Corporation, or DHIC. We also have a group of developers that are working with the Urban Land Institute to help develop a toolbox that will help us work with private partners to provide more affordable housing. You know, next. You know, the term affordable housing is really applied to a wide variety of housing. The Raleigh Housing Authority typically addresses the use of vouchers you hear about and serving those with the greatest needs. The county focuses on citizens whose needs fall within their services, such as social services. And the city focuses on workforce housing, people who are working but still cannot afford to live in the city because of rising prices. I'm looking forward to a summit to be held later this year. It's going to be open to the public, and all of our partners are working. It's going to be hosted by the Urban Land Institute. This will be a great opportunity to hear about what we are doing, what we can do. Sometimes there's things that we legally cannot do, but how can we partner in new and creative ways to produce more affordable units? This month, the city will be committing to projects that total over 1,000 affordable rental units. At a recent meeting of the Housing and Neighborhoods Committee of the Raleigh City Council, we had a representative from the state who said when it came to affordable housing, Raleigh is doing it best. We're using all the tools available to us in the best possible way. So I'm looking forward to learning about new tools that we can utilize, such as accessory dwelling units, as we face this difficult issue. Okay, so here's your takeaway. This is a really big issue. We are working hard and dedicating resources to it. And when someone says to you, Raleigh's not addressing the issue of affordable housing, I want you to look at them and say, that's just not true. But do we need to do more? Absolutely. Every growing city in the country is wrestling with this issue. But rest assured, we are focused and dedicated to working to make housing affordable in the city of Raleigh. So we make decisions that affect Raleigh today, tomorrow, 5 years, 15, and 50 years away. Sometimes it's investing millions of dollars underground to maintaining and updating miles and miles of water and sewer and storm pipes, an investment in our future that you don't see. Sometimes it's investing those things above ground, like Dix Park. Dix Park is an investment that will return dividends to our city for generations to come. We are currently in the master planning process, and there has been input from thousands of citizens from every form. We have had, I have to give a shout out to staff, we have had so many different events on the park. We go to every festival, every big event you can find. The city staff is there, grabbing people as they pass by. What do you think? What do you want to see there? What do you not want to see there? What does it mean to you? I'm glad I'm not the one tallying all those, but you know, we've had large format community meetings where the design team comes and talks about all the things they're doing, all the possibilities they're seeing. Then we break up into small groups and areas, and you can talk to them, you can look at maps, you can look at 3D renderings, and it really is a great opportunity to talk through all those details. It truly will be a park for everyone. It also will take decades to fully develop. But when I think about all the work that will be involved in the development of that park, from the landscaping to historic preservation and renovation, construction, I think about the opportunity to integrate a job training program with all of the skills that will be required. Just think about a massive job training program for years as we start to develop that park. Just that one piece is something that no other city has the opportunity to do, not to mention the fact that we're going to have the best new park in the country, so that's a plus. But we also have an opportunity right now to define the Raleigh that we are going to be, that we want to be. Will we be an inclusive, sustainable, equitable, progressive city that understands the future? That understands that a city is a changing, living thing that not only must be cared for, but must be guided, and sometimes with tough decisions. This is our challenge. We want to stay on those lists. We want to continue to be a safe, innovative, artistic, affordable, livable, desirable city while always staying one step ahead, to make sure that we are becoming the best in the country while staying true to ourselves. We've met the challenges of growth over the last 20 years, and I know that we will continue to meet and excel into the Raleigh that we are always proud to call home. Thank you very much for coming.